Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify two vehicles and link them back to the suspect.
Here are some eye-opening revelations from the interrogation of Alicia Andrews, the female suspect in Foolio's murder case. This new information might just change everything you thought you knew about the investigation. Since the arrest of Foolio's alleged killers, an influx of shocking details has emerged. The latest buzz centers around Alicia Andrews and her intense interrogation, which has taken the investigation in unexpected directions. Foolio was tragically killed on June 23 in a parking lot of a two-story hotel in Tampa. Following the murder, the suspects fled, attempting to evade justice, but law enforcement was closing in. Among those apprehended was Alicia Andrews, a significant figure in the deadly scheme. Her disturbing revelations during questioning became a pivotal moment in the investigation. When interrogated about harrowing footage showing Foolio's suspected killers stalking him, Alicia initially appeared cooperative, identifying herself in the surveillance footage. This admission seemed like a sign of cooperation, though some might argue it was a form of self-incrimination. She confirmed that a silver Chevy Cruze, a crucial piece of evidence, was indeed used by her and another suspect, Isaiah Chance, to track Foolio. However, as the questioning delved deeper into the murder itself, Alicia's story began to unravel. Despite the overwhelming evidence against her, Alicia vehemently denied any involvement in the homicide. She insisted that she and Chance, her boyfriend, had no connection to the murder. It was striking how she attempted to deny the crime after essentially implicating herself and Chance through the surveillance footage. Alicia's story continued to fall apart under the weight of forensic and digital evidence.
All 5 of these defendants are facing life in the Florida State Prison, even the ones who didn't pull the trigger.
According to the Tampa Police Department, Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews.
Initially, she claimed that she and Chance had visited Teasers and Truth 18 nightclubs, merely to inquire about entry fees. Yet, video surveillance from both locations quickly disproved her story, showing that Alicia and Chance were suspiciously lingering near the clubs on the night Foolio was killed. Despite this, Alicia stubbornly maintained her narrative, adjusting it to fit the new evidence. Under increasing pressure, Alicia finally admitted that she and Chance were indeed in the Cruze at the time of the murder, a major misstep that placed them at the scene. She maintained, however, that they were merely lost and turning around in the parking lot without realizing the victims were present. Investigators, however, were not swayed by her claims. They presented phone records and digital communications that clearly tied Alicia to the conspiracy. Alicia admitted to allowing Isaiah Chance to use her phone to communicate with another suspect, Sean Gaffright, which connected her directly to the other key players in the plot. This crucial admission provided investigators with the final pieces needed to understand the full scope of the conspiracy. Before her interrogation, Alicia and the other suspects were arrested after a thorough investigation by the police.
Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify two vehicles and link them back to the suspect.
When the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office first initiated the investigation into the murder, they encountered a formidable obstacle: a wall of silence. The community was tight-lipped, and witnesses were hesitant to come forward. Despite this, the detectives were determined to press on, knowing they needed to act swiftly to apprehend the culprits before they disappeared. On June 26, 2024, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. During a routine traffic stop, Jacksonville Sheriff's deputies observed a gold SUV speeding with darkened windows. They activated their patrol lights and pulled the vehicle over. Behind the wheel was 18-year-old Sean Dyke. As the deputies approached, a strong odor of marijuana wafted from the SUV. Sean maintained his composure, denying any knowledge of weed or recent smoking, but the deputies were skeptical. They asked Sean to step out of the vehicle and stand by the rear while they conducted a search. Inside the SUV, they discovered a small bag containing marijuana residue and mushrooms. However, the most alarming find was yet to come. In the center console, deputies located a Glock 19, and in the backseat, they uncovered several bags of ammunition, along with firearm parts and accessories.
When the hell did Sean end up with 2 shells? I'm talking about 2 spent casings.
The presence of the firearm and ammunition immediately raised red flags. Sean was promptly arrested and taken into custody. He was then transported to the Crime Gun Intelligence Center for an interview. While he was released after questioning, the case was far from over. Surveillance footage captured seeing Dite standing with his hands up, fully cooperating as officers placed him under arrest. In stark contrast, Alicia Andrews had been busy deceiving and implicating herself during her interrogation. Sean, however, had other plans. During his interview, he attempted an audacious escape by climbing onto a table and fiddling with the ceiling tiles, hoping to find a way out. Despite his efforts, he was quickly apprehended. His arrest, however, marked a crucial turning point in the investigation. With Sean in custody, detectives turned their attention to social media, where they discovered posts and messages linking Sean Gathright to Alicia Andrews and her boyfriend, Isaiah Chance Jr. Both Andrews and Chance had been seen with Gathright in the days leading up to the murder, and their online activity suggested they were involved in planning the crime. Armed with this new intelligence, detectives secured a search warrant and acted swiftly. They arrived at a residence on Jacksonville's north side, knowing that 21-year-old Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, and a baby were inside. Surrounding the house, they used a PA system to issue verbal commands for the next 15 to 20 minutes, preparing to execute the search and further unravel the case.
Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify two vehicles and link them back to the suspect.
Realizing they were cornered, the suspects eventually surrendered. Isaiah Chance was the first to emerge from the house. Clearly visible to the officers, he complied with their commands, stepping out with his hands raised and offering no resistance.
Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Walk back to me.
Officers instructed Isaiah Chance to lie face down with his hands behind his back before securing him with handcuffs and escorting him to a patrol car. Alicia Andrews soon followed, emerging with her hands raised and complying with the officers' commands. Both were swiftly restrained and transported to the station for booking. Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance Jr. faced serious charges, including premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm and conspiracy to commit premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm. These charges underscored the authorities' belief that the murder was a meticulously planned and executed operation. Sean Dite faced even more severe charges: 2 counts of premeditated murder with a firearm, 3 counts of first-degree attempted premeditated murder with a firearm, and tampering with physical evidence. His heavier charges were partly due to his prior connection with Foolio. To understand the gravity of Sean's situation, one must revisit an incident from October 2023. Early on a Saturday morning, Foolio was driving through Jacksonville in his black Dodge Challenger, cruising through the 3100 block of 18th Street, near Paxton School for Advanced Studies. What began as a routine drive quickly escalated into a tense and dangerous situation.
Isaiah Chance, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are here for a driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hand.
Foolio barely had time to react before a bullet struck his foot. He was rushed to UF Health Jacksonville, where doctors scheduled emergency surgery for that night. During the investigation into Sean Dite, police uncovered evidence linking him to this earlier attack on Foolio.